everyone, this is Mike Quackenbush, and this week on Journey into CHIKARA, we'll see the hardest hitting man in all of professional wrestling. The double tough Eddie Kingston is here. And straight out of the darkest jungles of Chad, Africa, the untamed savage Jaka is set to be unleashed. A little later on, the evil overlord of the BDK will rear his maniacal head. Jakob Hammermeyer is set for action. Plus, one of the most iconic teams in the storied annals of Chikaradom will come together. Fire Ant, Worker Ant, and Silver Ant, we've got the colony for you this week. But right now, I need to get down to commentation station and join Leonard F. Chikarason at ringside because singles action is about to begin. There's Eddie Kingston, the last of a dying breed, and you're about to see two heavy hitters go at it. Jaka awaits him. What? Eddie Kingston wanted Jaka out of the ring, and that's no surprise. These two tore into each other in Easton.
What is he looking to start the match on the floor? No, instead, Jaka wisely waiting for Kingston to come in so he could try to gain an early advantage on him. You mentioned Eddie Kingston, the last of a dying breed. These two competitors, very evenly matched, but the one edge that Eddie Kingston has over Jaka is experience. But the other thing is that Eddie Kingston has one of the shortest fuses of anyone in professional wrestling, and Jaka may be waiting for Eddie Kingston to make a mistake. That's going to be his only chance, if you ask me, to stick in this one for any length of time.
Yeah, he's alone with a bull in a china shop. In Easton, the ring couldn't contain these two. They destroyed the entire Palmer Center trying to get at one another. They've been waiting for a chance to go one-on-one, and they're not giving anybody a moment to breathe here. Even ring announcer Gavin Loudspeaker had to vacate the premises so these two could tear into one another. Like we said, fans, two of the real heavy hitters. They love their striking game. Do Eddie Kingston and the Savage Jaka.
And if I'm referee Bryce Remsburg, I would give these guys a wide berth to kind of let them do whatever they really want at this point. I would not want to get hit with an errant strike from either one of these guys.
Jaka trying to cover up down there on the mat. Well, there's no way to get away from Eddie Kingston. He'd love to pick up a point here. It would put him one win closer to a Grand Championship title match. And recapturing that title has become an obsession of Kingston's. Look at Jaka, he's calling for more. You have to be crazy, this guy's nuts.
And Kingston unloads with a machine gun-like flurry of chops and goes back to it again after a headbutt to Jaka.
Eddie Kingston firing him in there, that rapid-fire rapport reminiscent of the legendary Kenta Kobashi from All Japan Pro Wrestling. Kingston idolized a lot of the legendary figures from All Japan. No surprise to see an ode to Kobashi here as he sends Jaka corner to corner.
The early goings of this contest were in Jaka's favor. Is he going to be able to turn the tide here? Nope, right into the waiting arms of Eddie Kingston.
Oh, he literally leapt into that Uranagi suplex, the judo throw. Kingston covered him up tight there. He wants the win. Kingston's not getting paid by the hour, fans. Looking maybe for the back fist. This is his pet move. He's going to spin around and put that fist of his right to the face of Jaka. No, he swung high with a clothesline. Waist lock to Jaka. I don't think he can get a German this early. He wanted the German suplex.
Gut wrench into a power bomb.
A vicious-looking Dr. Bomb, so named for Dr. Death Steve Williams, another guy from All Japan Pro Wrestling. Kingston really showing the roots of his style, his many, many influences in the ring here. Jaka there, you can see clutching the back of his head.
And now Kingston, you mentioned before, that back fist, measuring it. Now maybe he feels
gonna swing
poised.
with it. Jaka wisely avoided getting hit with that fist. He just introduced Kingston's forehead to his knee, then Yao kicked him in the back of the skull. Now you could see not enough pressure on the left shoulder blade, and it was the left shoulder blade that came up off the mat when Jaka tried to pin Kingston. Fans, if you only know Chikara through some of our videos that have gone viral over the years, you might know our more lighthearted or comedic side. But when it comes to lighthearted or comedic action, it usually doesn't feature these two guys. Two of the heaviest hitters in all of wrestling. Brutal high-impact offense, that's Eddie Kingston. That's Jaka.
And now these two men just trading these forearm shots right along the point of the jaw. And there you see Kingston dazed a little bit, starting to have his effect on him with those shots is Jaka. Jaka asking for more. Kingston more than happy to oblige.
These two going toe-to-toe, strike for strike. Now it's time to get down to business. Eddie Kingston. Well, you're not going to have to ask for any, Jaka. Eddie Kingston will oblige.
You talk about the jovial side, the happy side of Chikara, as these two guys are just laying into each other. They both have like almost a sick, sadistic smile on their faces. They enjoy this. This is what they enjoy, Mike. I don't.
More strikes, open hand. This is legal, fans. Open-handed strikes along the jaw and neck. Hopefully nobody ends up with a busted eardrum. Oh, a leaping headbutt. Oh, and Kingston responds with a leaping enziguri. Somewhere Kawada is smiling. He's going to hook him up. Could it be the backdrop driver? It is. Look, Jaka's right up. Oh, another one.
Waiting arms of Kingston. Again, but not as much behind that one. There's that back fist right to the back of the head.
This could spell the end. Jaka brought his left shoulder up. I can't recall seeing somebody kick out of the back fist of the future. Kingston's calling card. I can tell you firsthand, fans, I've been in the ring with Eddie Kingston, the very hardest hitter in all of wrestling. Jaka just kicked out of his back fist. But you hear the Chicago faithful. They're saying one more time. If Kingston connects again, it is curtains for Jaka.
And you see him now just measuring him, waiting for Jaka to get up. I think Jaka kicked out of that one on instinct, Mike. I don't know if he's got the wherewithal to capitalize. Oh, maybe he does. Ducks under the back fist. There's that German suplex he was looking for before, but Kingston's right back up to his feet.
Oh, thunderous T'Challa kick from Jaka. He caught him right in the side of the head. Clutch at the neck. Here's the Jumanji bomb. Good night. Oh, Eddie Kingston says, I have not had enough. You string 3 moves like that in succession, any ordinary man would be on his way to the hospital. And yet, the last of a dying breed hangs on.
And rarely do you see this out of a competitor like Jaka. Frustration, dismay, worry. Usually he is go, go, go after stringing together 3 moves like that. If his opponent were to kick out, which very rarely happens, he would just be right back on top of him. Kingston is throwing him off his game by kicking out of everything that he has.
There you just heard the chorus of Let's Go Eddie from the capacity crowd here in Chicago as both these competitors try to peel themselves up off of the mat. The punishment they have taken evident in their body language as both guys leaving it all on stage trying to pick up a win over their rivals. Perfect execution of that kick, but the back fist finds the mark. And that seals the fate of Jaka. That's how very dangerous Eddie Kingston is. Just one strike changes the complexion of a match. Eddie Kingston just picked up his first point thanks to that hard-fought victory over Jaka. Eddie will need 2 more points before he can cash in and get his Grand Championship title bout. But he's not the only one in the title hunt right now, so let's head over to the leaderboard and see how things shake out. With 2 points to their credit right now are Max Smashmaster, Mark Andrews, and Blind Rage. And with 1 point toward a title shot, we can add Eddie Kingston to a list that includes Princess Kimberly, Blaster McMassive, Kevin Condren, Lucas Calhoun, and Chuck Taylor. CHIKARMY, a little later on, we're going to see the combined might of Fire Ant, Worker Ant, and Silver Ant. The Colony will be in action. But right now, let's look at a former member of the Colony. A very special look is straight ahead at the trials and tribulations of Soldier Ant.
Effective immediately. It's a letter of resignation?
Sir, yes, sir.
He left a broken soldier and returned a monster.
What is going through his mind? What is Soldier Ant thinking? This soldier's not taking orders from Jakob Hammermeyer anymore. He's trying to reason with him, but I don't know that that's the right move.
Hey CHIKARMY, I'm Leonard F. Chikarison, and welcome back to Journey into Chikarison's Brain. This time the question isn't up here. It was hermetically sealed in a mayonnaise jar on my Aunt Flabby's porch. I'm gonna read you the question. You're gonna tweet us the answer with the hashtag JIC4. The first 25 correct responses are gonna get that Chikara prize pack. This week's question has to do with the Young Lions Cup. Back in 2009, the Young Lions Cup was defended in a first-time ever match in Chikara. What type of match was it? Let us know. First 25 correct responses with the hashtag JIC4 gets the prize pack.
That's right, you can win one of 25 Chikara prize packs. Make sure you're following us on Twitter. Tweet the correct answer to us and make sure to include hashtag JIC4 to be eligible. You know, broadcast journalist Robert Heenan once quipped that wrestling ain't ballet. And he wasn't kidding. In fact, that's what keeps our pal Matthew employed.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Energy, electrolytes, science, vitamins, electrolytes, turbolites, power lights, more lights than an aluminum can contain. Electric Monkey has the real cran grape and monkey flavor children adore.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Mike Quackenbush, and straight ahead on your journey into Chikara, I've got trios action featuring the BDK. But first, let's count down the top 5 moves of the 2014 Cybernetico champion, Soldier Ant.
Waistlock trip. He's looking for the submission again.
There it is!
CHIKARMY, we're hitting the road big time this autumn. We've already revealed Season 15 tour stops in Minnesota, Indiana, Ohio, North Carolina, Virginia, and today on Journey into CHIKARA, I'm proud to reveal the first bits of information about our Season 15 finale. That's right, Saturday night, December 5th, we make our triumphant return to the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, PA with our event, Top Banana. The former ECW Arena will play host to the Season 15 finale, and tickets for this event go on sale tomorrow. Well, that's not all from the exclusive news department. We've got a little bit more. Straight ahead with more exclusives is Mr. Bryce Remsburg.
Hey, Journey into CHIKARA fans, Bryce Remsburg here with your little bit of intermission of King of Trios report. Do you know what King of Trios is? Have you been living under a rock? It's the biggest wrestling tournament of the year, and it starts in just 16 days. The only way to experience it live is to be live right there with us in Easton, Pennsylvania. So journey yourselves there when you're done journeying into CHIKARA. The Funplex, the Palmer Center, Friday night, September 4, Saturday night, September 5, Sunday afternoon, September the 6th. Labor Day weekend tickets are flying out the window. Don't miss out. CHIKARATix.com is your hookup. Holler if you hear me. Single elimination trios tournament is the name of the game. It's the name on the marquee. It's the hallmark of what CHIKARA does best. And your first round of King of Trios action looks a little something like this. Get ready to see the Crown and Court go 3-on-3 with the Arcane Horde. You will see Stevie Richards, the Blue Meanie, and Nova to go 3-on-3 with last year's champions. I'm talking about the Devastation Corporation. The United Nations trio to go 3-on-3 with our friends from the UK, Attack Pro. Speaking of the UK, you're going to see our friends from Fight Club Pro go 3-on-3 with the BDK. How about the Battle Hive squad? They're all ready for action against AJ Styles and the Young Bucks. That's right, fans, the Bullet Club. As well as Dasher's Dugout. Those are last year's King of Trios finalists. They're going to go 3-on-3 with Battleborn. Really? Like that. Excuse me, I stand corrected. Kevin Condren presents Battleborn. Excuse me, of course that's Killer Kevin Condren, Missile Assault Man, and that old juke joint, Lucas Calhoun. Well, fans, that's 12 out of 16 trios. We have 4 left. Of course, it's the Gentleman's Club, Team AAA, the Snake Pit, and the Nightmare Warriors. How do these 4 intercept? How are they going to interact King of Trios weekend? Well, I'm here to tell you. Let's erase all the doubts. Let's put an end to all the speculation, because those final 2 first round matches we'll see. Team AAA go 3-on-3 with the Gentleman's Club, and the Snake Pit to go 3-on-3 with the Nightmare Warriors. That does it. All 16 trios have their first round assignments. I mean, your only chance to see all 48 competitors guaranteed is night 1. That's Friday night, September the 4th. But there's more to King of Trios weekend than just King of Trios, if you can even believe it. Rey de Valladores action, that's the King of the High Flyers. Past winners include Ophidian, El Generico, Chuck Taylor, Shenron, and many more, including 2 Cold Scorpio. That goes down at nights 2 and 3. That's Saturday and Sunday. Of course, the Fan Conclave, a fan fest with a splash of CHIKARA flavor. That's Saturday afternoon, September the 5th. Wrestling fans worldwide are converging on Easton, Pennsylvania. Join us, won't you? Make your journey there. Join us in 16 days when King of Trios starts in Easton, Pennsylvania. But for now, enjoy the rest of your journey into CHIKARA.
You heard the man. King of Trios is just over 2 weeks away. It's like a wrestling fan's Christmas in September. And if that's not enough to get your pulse racing, how about this? On Wednesday night, September 30th, we're going to open the doors of our training center, the Wrestle Factory, up to you. So if you've been waiting for your chance to get into the ring, you best head over to thewrestlefactory.com and grab one of the remaining spots in our free workshop, Intro to Pro Wrestling. Less than 30 spots remain. Well, I've got to head over to Commentation Station and join Leonard and Tony in just a moment for this journey's main event. But before then, we have one more stop to make. Let's check in with the big blue bruiser of the colony, Worker Ant.
Guys, hold on. Just give me a quick second. Let me say what I need to say. We're good. In just a few short minutes, I'm about to head to the ring. And if you know Worker Ant, you know that I'm going to get the job done. On my side, I have Fire Ant and I have Silver Ant. Two guys that I know what they're capable of. But from across from us, in that ring, there's going to be three guys that, quite frankly, I don't think we know what their capabilities are. We have Jacob Hammermeyer, the overlord of the BDK, drunk with power. We have that nut job, Pinky Sanchez. And in my personal opinion, he's the most unpredictable person I've ever met. And then you have Soldier Ant. Soldier, we thought we knew you. We thought we knew what you were capable of. Looks like we were wrong. Ever since you returned, you've been a force of nature. You've been running through people left and right, including your own teammates, including your own friends. And that's not what we wanted. Believe me, that is not what we wanted. So you want to go ahead and go down this route? Fine. It looks like we're going to have to punch in. And just remember, the colony never backs down from a fight.
Well, it's a full house here in Philadelphia, and no surprise to hear the CHIKARMY chanting the name. They are arguably one of the most popular trios in all of professional wrestling. Fire Ant, Worker Ant, and Silver Ant, the Colony.
And again, this iteration of the Colony getting a little bit more experience under their belt here as you see Soldier Ant, who's usually standing alongside Silver Ant.
Right, we usually see him
Ant.
teaming with the members of the Colony, now opposite the ring from them.
You see Jakob Hammermeyer and Pinky Sanchez doing their best to hold him back. He wants to just tear into whoever's in front of him.
Since Soldier Ant reappeared, he was missing for a long stretch of time after resigning his position. And then he reemerges here at CHIKARA with a fire under him like we have never seen. He's turned into a wrestling juggernaut. He's unstoppable, Leonard.
Unfazed, unstoppable, and here we go. The match is underway. No love lost between the Colony and the BDK, but right in the ring here, staring face to face, it's Soldier Ant and Fire Ant.
Fire Ant trying to evade his former partner here. We've seen him try to reason with him. Is that what he's trying to do here? Trying to get through to the Soldier Ant that once recognized these men, but the way he behaves now, it's like he doesn't even know they used to be his partners.
Soldier Ant looking for that choke slam there, and you see Fire Ant, he's not trying to attack him, he's not trying to strike him, he's trying to end this, trying to get through to him, like you said, Mike, and Soldier Ant, oh, look at that punch right to the face.
His offense has been simply brutal since returning. That low choke slam of his, the trench slam as it's known, has put away numerous men. Here comes Worker Ant, double sledge off the top rope. He knocked him back into the corner. Did you see? Jakob Hammermeyer just tagged himself into the action.
Right, you didn't see Soldier Ant looking for the tag. You're not going to see a lot of cohesion between the BDK and Soldier Ant, but he is in their thrall. Jakob Hammermeyer face first into that top turnbuckle. That did not look pretty.
No, his mush just kissed the turnbuckle. And Jakob Hammermeyer, what a transformation. Let's talk about iterations of the BDK. When the BDK first surfaced here at CHIKARA, he was the bottom guy. Jakob Hammermeyer wasn't entrusted with anything more difficult than opening the ring ropes for Claudio Castagnoli and Ares. Now he's the leader. He's ascended to the overlord position of the BDK and assembled this weird ragtag band like Pinky Sanchez.
Pinky Sanchez, you mentioned in the original iteration of the BDK, he once infiltrated the colony, a spy, if you will, into the Technico contingent, and no one better to have on your side as someone as sneaky, as devious, and underhanded as Pinky Sanchez, but Workaround here really getting advantage. He got a little bit of a size advantage there on Pinky Sanchez, but Pinky Sanchez, a sneak in the middle of the night is what he is.
There's certainly been a lot of members of the roster second-guessing Jakob's ability to lead a group like the BDK, but I admire what he's done here, because if anybody's going to know the colony inside and out, it's a former partner like Soldier Ant. It's Pinky Sanchez, who, as you said, went undercover and infiltrated them as a sleeper agent years ago. I like the team Hammermeyer's put together.
Pinky up top, but gets caught in the ugliest Manhattan drop I've ever seen.
The Southern Soprano region, I believe, is what that's known as. Great-looking jawbreaker there from Sanchez, man. He is quick.
Very underrated in the ring, but a man who is not underrated. Whoa, look at this. The way he strings that together is Silverant. Possibly one of the premier wrestlers, not just in CHIKARA, but anywhere in the world. The fluidity at which he moves in the ring, the way he moves from hold to hold, inventing new variations on hold. Silverant is just amazing.
Right, he's not just a submission specialist. He's really just a master of transitional wrestling. Like you said, he'll move from hold to move to hold, counter hold. You really can't keep him down, and you can't stay a step ahead of him. He's really almost into a class unto himself. The same could be said of Fire Ant, and of course these guys in combination, when it comes to tag team, trios wrestling, these guys are top shelf, Leonard.
Colony now getting one man out and one man in, still at the behest of Bryce Remsburg. Fire Ant with a scoop slam center of the ring, has him positioned for something.
Oh, thunderous senton there, the backsplash. Covered up Pinky Sanchez, managed to get two. We've seen Fire Ant over the years as he's developed and improved. He was a young Lions Cup champion. Then we saw him finally win the big one, King of Trios. He's also a former Campeón de Parejas with, of all people, the guy he's opposing, Soldier Ant. They were tag team champions together many moons ago here at CHIKARA. Now it's as if Soldier Ant doesn't even recognize his championship partner.
It's unbelievable what's happened and what's transpired amongst the colony over their storied history here in CHIKARA. But right now, Fire Ant in the BDK corner as Jakob Hammermeyer, as you mentioned, Mike, the overlord of the BDK, and he takes that title of overlord very seriously.
Right.
Frequent tags here in and out between Jakob and Pinky.
Right, I think Pinky Sanchez here, he's a guy who doesn't mind taking orders. He's not necessarily a mastermind. Granted, very accomplished in the ring, but he's not the kind of guy that masterminds a plan the way Jakob is. But Soldier Ant, on the other hand, I don't see him taking orders from anybody.
That's right, you see these frequent tags, as we mentioned. Outstretched hand from Jakob, outstretched hand from Pinky. You don't see Soldier Ant sticking his hand out to look in here. He'll get in the ring when I'm sure he's good and ready.
Yeah, kind of a vacant stare as his gaze doesn't seem to fix anywhere, does Soldier Ant. Now he's tagging himself in. Look at this. He's not standing by for any shenanigans on the part of Pinky Sanchez. And of course, under our system of rules, fans, if he ejected Pinky Sanchez from the ring and Pinky hits the floor, it's the same as if they tagged hand to hand. So you don't need to necessarily see cooperation here from them. If Pinky exits the ring or Jakob exits the ring, Soldier Ant can become legal by default.
I was going to say, that's not typically the way partners tag each other in CHIKARA. It's usually much more friendly of an experience, but Soldier Ant these days, I think it's a partnership of convenience.
Yes.
Whatever his plan may be, as he scores with that back suplex on Fire Ant, and you see his partners want to get in there to help him. Only a 2 count, though, on Fire Ant.
Certainly it's been the subject of much speculation. What happened to Soldier Ant during the year he was missing in action? He's come back a completely changed individual. Has he been brainwashed? Has he had a complete change of attitude about his former partners? Well, Soldier Ant's not coming forth with many answers, and anytime his partners try to get through to him, Jakob Hammermeyer's always there to run interference because right now, Soldier Ant has developed into the MVP of this version of the BDK.
Whether it be willingly or unwillingly, as you mentioned, Mike, he's just straight ahead, a juggernaut, as you mentioned, and luckily Jakob is behind this juggernaut, not in front of it these days.
That's right. We haven't seen Soldier Ant pin. We haven't seen him submit. Soldier Ant's been unstoppable since he resurfaced. Waistlock here, Fire Ant, a meeting of the mindless between Pinky Sanchez and Jakob Hammermeyer. He's taking them both on. Look at this. Oh, just Fireman carried Jakob right on top of Pinky.
Both 2/3 of the BDK down. Fire Ant up. There's the tag. Worker Ant now the legal man of the ring.
The bruiser of the colony scoops him up. Really taking his time measuring him. Oh, a little extra pump under that body slam. Oh, he's scooping up Jakob Hammermeyer. Oh, he just tossed him. Just chucked him like a moldy sack of tangerines, Leonard.
That's not a slam, as you mentioned. That's a toss. He sent him halfway across the ring. And that time, Soldier Ant, all three members of the BDK eating body slams here from Worker Ant. And now we see Silver Ant tagging himself in. Maybe a little double team action here, taking the BDK off the apron into the barricade around the ringside area.
The CHIKARMY out in force here at the 2300 arena. And they are setting up right now. This is Trademark Colony coming, fans. The Antipult is ready to launch. Watch how they vault Fire Ant up and into the stratosphere. And he just took out Jakob Hammermeyer and Pinky Sanchez.
I think Pinky and Jakob were trying to brace themselves, but they lost him in the lights. He was so high up there. Fire Ant, unbelievable. The Colony firing on all cylinders. And I was about to say, where's Soldier Ant? And there he is. I don't think he's going to go check on his partners to see if they're okay.
No, I don't think he's the least bit concerned with that, Leonard. Ruling the ring right now, it's the bruiser of the Colony, Worker Ant, who's peeling up Pinky Sanchez off the mat. Maybe looking to put him away here. He likes a Death Valley driver. And he scooped him up, but Hammermeyer just clipped out that knee, which has been problematic for Worker Ant these last few months. And wow, Pinky's really turning up the heat. They know they've got the advantage. They better press it. Worker Ant's really been struggling with that bum wheel, Leonard.
Like a shark that smells blood, Pinky Sanchez, a wild man. He saw the opening, he took it, taking out both members of the Colony on the apron, and now just repeatedly stomping on that knee. And again, when you've got an injury like that to a ligament or a joint, it doesn't take anything fancy to add more pain to it. Just a stomp or a kick or a pull will be enough to continue the assault. And speaking of the assault, we see Soldier Ant continuing just that.
Half a folding press there to Soldier Ant. I think your analogy before was really apt, Leonard. The blood in the water has brought the sharks out. They see that Worker Ant is injured. His knee is giving him a lot of trouble. If he'd hit that Death Valley driver, that might have been the end of the match. But Hammermeyer's got a really smart strategy. And Hammermeyer, for his part, knows a thing or two about knee injuries. Take a look at his right knee there. You can see he's got a heavy metal brace on that knee, which dates back to an injury from almost 2 years ago.
As they're continuing to press on Soldier Ant here, now taking him away. There's Worker Ant, rather, Soldier Ant back on the apron. Did you see Jakob before threw him out of the ring? Again, that's the first time I've ever seen Jakob kind of stand up to Soldier Ant with this iteration of the BDK. Again, tag here. Pinky Sanchez now the legal man in. And just disrespectful. His body language, everything that he does just makes you want to hate Pinky Sanchez.
Front face lock here, looking for the interlock. Wants to take him over with a suplex. Worker Ant knows it. He threw a couple shots to the short ribs. He managed to avoid that, but not this snapmare. Oh, with that rough kick from Pinky Sanchez right between the shoulder blades. They are doing the right thing, though. They're really pressing the advantage while they've got it over Worker Ant. And of course, fans, not only do they have to keep him out of his corner, they need to keep him in the ring, because like we explained earlier, if Worker Ant were to go to the floor, one of the other members of the Colony would become illegal by default.
Mike, this is about the third or fourth time that we've seen this. Every time Soldier Ant becomes the legal man of the ring, he's not waiting for his partners to get out. He's tossing them out of the ring very unceremoniously, very unpartner-like.
Yeah, you hear a lot of talk about how important tag team continuity is. We're seeing a real absence of that in the BDK corner today. Hammermeyer now once again pressing the advantage here. You can see the offense remains centered on the knee of Worker Ant. They continue to just wear him down and wear him down by attacking his knee. There he just used his head. Big headbutt right into the center of the chest, striking him in the heart.
Third time sends Jakob down, but he might be dazed himself. He's waiting for Jakob to get it back up. This should be the opportunity. He goes for a tag. His knee couldn't be any shape to continue at this point.
Yeah, Workaran badly needs a tag. Oh, he dipped his shoulder. You can see he barely had the strength to execute that backdrop, and his knees went out as he did. He collapsed. Yeah, he better tag here. And he has. He's made a tag to Silverant, who's quick to the top strand. Maybe looking for that drop kick. Oh, right on the money.
I've seen him put those feet through people's chest, through people's head. So devastating is Silverant. Again, I know a submission specialist, but I tell you, Silverant really can do it all and do it with style and do it in a way that nobody else can. You don't see him hesitating when Soldier Ant comes to the ring like Fire Ant. He's got a connection to his old partner, but not as much as his will to want to win this contest.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you gotta win. You gotta fight to win. I think that's a tactical error you won't see Silverant make. Look at him jumping out, great leaping DDT. Really got all of it, fans. Oh, he dropped him right on the crown of his head. That can often be concussion city. That and really striking on the point of the forehead. Very, very dangerous.
Couldn't tell from my vantage point, but Soldier Ant getting out of dodge. That allows Jakob to become the legal man in here for the BDK team. Pressing the advantage here as well, but eats the boots to the face.
Yeah, he made that Tiger Feint kick. Calling card of the original Tiger Mask, Satoru Sayama, into a very dangerous offensive move. Now they're all getting together here. 6 feet of fury, here they come. Oh, Hammermeyer ate it.
Jako's going to have a rough day when he wakes up and looks in the mirror. He's going to wonder what happened to my beautiful face.
You can hear the Philadelphia faithful chanting along here. Pinky Sanchez. Oh, look at this worker ant. No, his knee gave out. He tried that move again. Look at this. A little triple team action now from the Colony. They're going to help worker ant. Look at this. Now you're making it work.
Third time the charm, perhaps?
Oh, no, I thought it was going to be the Death Valley driver. What's this? They just used him like a battering ram.
Triple press slam sends Pinky to the outside. Fire Ant feeling it. Worker Ant trying to get some feeling back in that leg. Silver Ant checking on his partner in arms. And now they're looking, they're measuring to see what the BDK have next. And they are ready for it.
Here they come, the members of the Colony. And on the outside right now, it's Fire Ant and Worker Ant, but back in the ring right now, Silver Ant and Soldier Ant exchanging blows. Wow, it's rough and tumble right now. Nothing pretty about this. Man, they are just laying into each other.
You know, at the beginning of the contest, we saw Fire Ant trying to reason with Soldier Ant beforehand. Silver Ant is going to reason with his fists. Maybe beat whatever memory he has back into his head, or maybe headbutt it back in there. But no effect. Look at that, a series of headbutts from Silver Ant that we've seen fell numerous people, and Soldier Ant just shrugged them off.
I do kind of agree with Silver Ant's strategy in that we're going to try and reason with Soldier Ant. Let's do that after the bell. Right now, let's win. Take a look at that. Blue Thunder Bomb, covering him up. A lot of pressure on that left shoulder blade, and there you saw Pinky Sanchez just come flying in. What? This guy, I tell you what. You know, they used to sometimes call, I think it was Macho Man, they used to call him Captain Schizo. Did you know that? Sometimes I think we should appropriate that.
I was going to say, I don't think they called Macho Man that to his face, I'll be honest with you. And I won't be calling Pinky that to his face either.
Wow, Jake's revenge there. That leaping scissor DDT, a Pinky Sanchez calling card. Probably would have knocked a normal man out, Leonard. Oh, but the Yahtzee kick finds the mark. Look at Pinky Sanchez. He could be knocked out. Knockout situation here. Wouldn't be surprised to see Jakob knock somebody out. That right hand of his, that knockout punch, that'll scramble your brains.
I was going to say, we've seen many people bigger, better, stronger, faster than Jakob fall to that punch that you mentioned, Mike, and the Colony need to be ready for that. Anything that Pinky Sanchez has and whatever is going on in the mind of Soldier Ant. But right now, Pinky Sanchez, Silver Ant in the ring. Forearm smash here by Silver Ant. And Pinky Sanchez is not going to want to trade blows with Silver Ant. He is going to come out on the losing end of this exchange.
Exchange of forearms right here. Pinky Sanchez trying to summon the wherewithal to fire in another forearm. Silver Ant's changing tactics now. Upturned boot. Whoa, that one was right under the chin. Leaping forearm here. You can hear the contact, skin on skin.
Pinky Sanchez trying to widen his space from teetering over.
I don't know about that move there.
Not the best course of action there by Pinky Sanchez. A headbutt to Silver Ant. Watch that.
Winds up with the Hawaiian headbutt, the longtime calling card of Gran Hamada. Now maybe going to scoop him up. What's he think? An Argentine backbreaker comes from here. Oh, he can't hold him. Pinky's out the back door. Oh, he swung with the enziguri, the back brain kick. Waist lock now to Silverant. What's he think? A German? Whoa! Turned him inside out.
Yeah, different wave with the German. Instead of dropping him on the back of the head, turned him inside out, but it doesn't matter because Jakob is there to save his compatriot. Rude Awakening style neckbreaker. Jakob here, cover.
Wow. The members of the colony really doing a great job keeping a lookout for their partners in this one, and no surprise to see these guys display excellent teamwork, excellent trios work. What's Hammermeyer queuing up for here? Came rushing in with that forearm, but now he's calling for Pinky's, barking for his henchmen to come and help.
Just choking Worker in the corner there blatantly until Pinky gets over there. Big forearm, big European uppercut followed by a chop.
Soldier Ant once again here, just ejecting Pinky Sanchez so he can take control. Look at this. Tremendous authority on that slam. Did a great job covering him up here, and once again, you'll notice the isolation of Worker Ant. They punished his knee for several long minutes earlier. They're returning to that strategy now, even though it feels very late in the game, and I think that might pay dividends for him as Worker Ant's knee continues to sustain abuse.
You see, just from his posture, his body language, just trying to keep that knee away from Soldier Ant. But on your back, it doesn't matter if you're flying.
This could be it. We've seen Soldier Ant gain submission victories using this hold before. The scissor is on, and Worker Ant's a long, long way from the ropes right now.
And he's got that locked on perfectly, does Soldier Ant. He's got his ankles locked, he's got his hands grapevine, and the BDK, up until just this very moment, had the colony at bay. And at the last possible second, Silver Ant there to save his brother in arms.
It's good that he did, but the damage has really been done to the right knee of Worker Ant. He's staying in the fight, which is really valiant. It's really admirable. Speaking of leg submissions here, twisting up from the figure 7. This is how he gets to his CHIKARA special variant. He never got it. The knockout punch of Jakob Hammermeyer. I think Silver Ant's done for this one. Nobody comes back.
You can count him out of this match, Mike. Fire Ant up top, high cross 95, doesn't go for the pin, keeping his eye on the other members of the BDK, ducks a clothesline, bounds off the ropes, rolls through on Jakob.
Look at the agility here.
It's tough for us to keep up with what Fire Ant's doing, Mike.
The Brainbuster finds a mark. Pinky Sanchez does not. He tumbles and meets a back brain kick from Fire Ant, who's got confidence and poise at this moment, looking for the beach break head first. He spiked him. Good night. Pinky Sanchez. We're talking about Silver Ant becoming a non-factor. Nobody's coming back from that beach break.
Yeah, Bryce, I would either get him out of the ring or check on him or something. And now here we are down to Fire Ant. And you saw the hesitation, Mike.
A real mental error on the part of Fire Ant. He hesitated face-to-face with his former partner, but he paid the price. Soldier Ant will not hesitate, Leonard.
He just made the motion. He's going to finish Fire Ant off for good, I'm sure, in his mind.
He wants that trench slam. He's already got him goozled up. That low Nadawa Otashi style choke slam, so deadly. I don't see anybody getting out of this. Oh, you can just see the strength being sapped out of Fire Ant here.
Mike, look at this. Fire Ant saluting Soldier Ant, and he broke the hold.
I'm wondering if Soldier Ant here is having a moment of recognition. Is it starting to come back to him? He's shaking his head. Oh, Hammermeyer, ever the opportunist. Oh, he just broke up that potential happy reunion.
Mike, my heart was in my throat on that one. I thought he was finally getting through to Soldier Ant.
It seemed like he recognized that gesture, that trademark gesture. Here it comes. Oh, Worker Ant's right knee. Look at this. He just broke him down right behind the knee. Couldn't even stand Leonard.
Nothing pretty about what Jakob Hammermeyer did, but just effective there.
Look at this. Twisting him up. 3/4 Scorpion Deathlock here. Oh, look at the pressure on that right knee. How is Worker Ant going to hang on?
I don't know how long he's going to. The position that Jakob has him in.
If nobody comes to save, this could be it.
Well, Silver Ant's a non-factor at this point. Pinky's a non-factor. The only one who can make the save is Fire Ant, but it's too late.
A valiant effort on the part of Worker Ant and all the members of the colony, but the BDK have been victorious. Let's go down to ringside for the final word. Well, this new iteration of the BDK have proven how competent, how dangerous, how formative they can be in the ring this week on Journey into Chikara. We're all out of time, fans. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you Thursday on Thunder.